after seeing the number of children, just many, many children and very few care workers or caregivers in the orphanages, we started to understand the real huge problem of orphan and abandoned children.
It always seemed like there was a third person that was missing in our family.
It's been something that we've always had a desire to do.
We've raised 4 children already. We thought we were basically empty nesters.
As we reflect on our childhoods, we might remember running through our front doors for comfort, to complain, or to have a hot meal. The gift of family, having someone to listen, love, support, and care for us, made all the difference in our lives. The reality is, it does not matter if we grew up rich, poor, or in between. It was not the house that was important, but the love of the family who lived inside that made it home.
We knew that Lupita and Danny were our children and they were waiting for us.
We both knew that we wanted adoption to be part of our story.
We took our first trip, met our first daughter, and that's when we found out that she was going to have a sister. And it didn't take us long to basically say that if we're going to adopt one, then we're obviously going to adopt both of them.
Truly, it kept us younger, kept us alive, and with a great deal of purpose after the 6 older children kind of moved into their own lives.
I feel like at 4 or 5 I knew I was adopted. I didn't really think about it.
They were family to me because they were able to make some sacrifice that they would make to their own children.
Someone that doesn't have a home and a family will be able to have a family and a home and a lot more, like maybe like a puppy.
There are children today around the world with a dream of what most of us take for granted, a family, a place to belong, warts and all, with people committed to loving them for this unpredictable journey called life.
It's been a joy, really. It's just been a whole different experience, and she definitely opened your eyes to things that you have taken for granted.
When we got home, it's just the fact that my older 2 daughters just so encompassed her and hugged her and loved her and just immediately was drawn to her.
The kids are so happy about having a mom and dad finally after waiting, but the thing that I hadn't really thought of is what's so great for the kids is they have all this other family now that loves them.
Everybody wants the same thing. They all want him to have the best life that he can have.
It is heartbreaking to realize that many precious children lack the most basic provisions that we took for granted growing up, a family.
You were totally capable of loving a child unconditionally.
I consider them to be older brothers. Didn't really have much of an older brother influence before them.
You know, you get people that'll turn to you and say, wow, that child's really lucky. And my response has been, no, we are. I mean, we all are. We're you know, it's a win-win.
The word adoption brings a vision of brokenness, missing connections, incompleteness.
Christopher and I had many conversations, and we kind of decided that if we were willing to, that we should.
I can't think of anything more important and more fun and more interesting than raising more children.
Sadly, there is a level of brokenness in adoption. There are more than 150 million orphans in the world, and the number grows every day. These children live in every country and are cared for in foster homes, treatment facilities, and orphanages.
When you're thinking about an individual life being changed and that these children would get to come home and have a family, a mom and a dad and brothers, and to have an education and have the resources available to them to grow into the potential that they carry, it's absolutely worth it. It's just a small snapshot when you're looking at it from the big picture.
I don't think you have to be perfect. I think we all make mistakes, and we surely did. But anything that you do in love for these children is just returned to you over and over again.
No child was born to live life in an institution because, due to whatever reason may be, their birth family was unable to parent them. Tragically, children grow older, waiting to belong to a family, and too often they are rejected because they are too old, part of a sibling set, or have special needs.
Experiencing motherhood for the very first time has been just amazing, and then especially having him as our child is just so many joys.
Great need for the older children. So many of them, have never had any parenting. So any parenting would be better for them than what they're getting or not getting.
So how do we create homecomings for more of these children? How do we bridge the gap of these children dreaming of a family to our world where we live each day with a surplus of food, shelter, clothing, and love?
Do it. I mean, it's great. I mean, I don't know my life without it. So I'm very, very appreciative. You get to save a child instead of making a child, is the way that I see it.
Well, I definitely think if you have a place in your home, then you should, because it just helps out another kid.
Our challenge is to create a path that unites more of us with these children to become a world changer and contribute to making a child's dream of adoption a reality.
And just go into it completely open-minded, being ready for whatever may come. If you're ready for that, then the process isn't as long and it's not as hard, I guess, because then whenever you get your child, it was all worth it.
I think it's good not only for the children to get adopted, but I really do truly believe it's good for the families that adopt them as well.
Together, we can create a pathway to change the world by sharing the beauty of adoption. Through this adoption connection, there have been ripple effects immeasurable in impact.
If you are even thinking about it, then I think you really down deep in your heart know that you want to and you can do it.
Yes, these families and many more like them are world changers. The seed of adoption they have planted changed everyone they touched in their community, country, and around the world.
You've got a support system around you, friends and family that care about you. You can do it. I mean, it's very possible.
Somewhere today, you have encountered someone who would not have been present in your life if it had not been for the seed to adopt.
We're amazed how many people we've come across that say, oh, that's so wonderful what you did. We've always thought about doing that, we currently are thinking about doing it. Just do it, it's so rewarding. It's tough, it's definitely tough, and financially it's tough, but it's the most rewarding thing.
That one small seed has the potential to change the world.
In our case, it's really been a hands-on experience, and we have absolutely loved it, and we are very proud and happy that our children have moved into this adoption process themselves.
Tonight, you have the opportunity to become a world changer by your support of adoption.